shown up to these town halls, but city activists are showing up and they're speaking out. This morning, Pastor Shannon Wright, a former mayoral candidate, is joining us live. She's recapping last night's discussion. It was in District 4 and also talking about where we go from here. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for asking me.
So a big focus last night was on Augusta Fells Savage High School. You're part of a group calling for change in city schools and new leadership. What was some of the highlights that were talked about last night for you?
So there were several. One, responsibility. The hot potato and passing the buck was a big topic last night. How the mayor would say certain things like the police is not his responsibility and education is not his responsibility, which absolutely are his responsibility. The need for solutions that actually involve the community and the parents in the schools with the students to really be able to turn things around there. The fact that the city is going in the wrong direction with regards to education in schools and has been for some time. And the fact that people, individuals, have more power and authority than they realize, have to stop abdicating that power and stop waiting for elected leaders to ride in. The fact that none of the elected leaders have shown up to any of the town halls says they're not making it a priority. They're not making the voters a priority. And we got to get that in our heads and let them understand that our votes for them will no longer be a priority as well.
And these town halls also a time to talk about solutions. When city leaders don't show up, how do you see that impacting the ability to affect change?
So interestingly enough, the more the city leaders don't show up, and the more people do show up, the more voters, the more residents show up. There's an opportunity to actually discuss solutions. And there are solutions folks are starting to realize they don't need to wait for their elected leaders to do. There are things that people can do, that residents can do amongst themselves.
What were some of the solutions to come out of last night?
Well, one, voting for term limits. Two, advocating for recall options when our leaders aren't doing what it is we feel they need to be doing. And those are legislative remedies that the elected folks have nothing to do with. Those are things that citizens of Baltimore City can take control of and do now to be able to ensure that we're not in this type of situation for much longer.
What's next for you here?
Continuing to fight for education. Augusta Fells was a big deal. All of the things that are going on in that school. The amount of money from those students in that one school over a period of 4 years someone would be in high school is a heck of a lot of money. And I wonder how many schools could have gotten their HVAC fixed and gotten heating and air conditioning with that and gotten HEPA filters because we're now dealing with a pandemic. There's so many things that to me, this mismanagement is too nice a word. And at this point, it's criminal. And so for me, it's to continue to fight for education, to push where it needs to be pushed, to expand the investigation into all of the schools.
All right, Leland State Pastor Shannon Wright, thank you.
Thank you.